The night was cloaked in an impenetrable darkness as the clock struck midnight, marking the birth of a new year. In the town of Ravenscroft, where the shadows seemed to cling to the corners of every street, the residents gathered at the town square to revel in the promise of fresh beginnings. The air was thick with laughter, the scent of bonfires, and the distant crackling of fireworks. Yet, amid the jubilant crowd, a group of friends sought a different kind of thrill. In a secluded corner of the square, they exchanged furtive glances and whispered about the tales surrounding an abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. Legend spoke of an ancient curse that awakened with malevolent intent once a year at the stroke of midnight on New Year's Eve. Intrigued and fueled by a daring spirit, the group decided to embark on a journey into the unknown. As the festivities roared on, they slipped away from the warmth of the crowd, navigating through dimly lit streets until they reached the edge of town. The path to the ominous mansion twisted through a gnarled forest, trees standing sentinel with branches like skeletal fingers reaching towards the heavens. The air grew colder with each step, and a thick fog clung to the ground, shrouding their path in an otherworldly haze. The rusty gates of the mansion groaned open reluctantly, as if reluctant to admit visitors. Undeterred, the friends entered the desolate grounds, the gravel crunching beneath their feet. The mansion rose before them like a ghostly apparition, its silhouette merging with the shadows cast by the haunting moon. The interior of the mansion, once a symbol of opulence, now stood as a testament to the relentless march of time. Broken windows stared blankly into the void, and ivy-covered walls seemed to pulse with an ancient energy. The air within was unnaturally cold, and an oppressive silence weighed on the intruders as they explored the forsaken halls. Room after room revealed remnants of the mansion's former grandeur, now obscured by layers of dust and decay. As they delved deeper, the atmosphere grew increasingly stifling. Flickering candles cast long, ominous shadows that danced on the cracked wallpaper, and the air vibrated with an unsettling energy. Whispers, barely audible at first, echoed through the corridors, a chorus of disembodied voices that carried the weight of long-forgotten sorrows. Doors creaked open and slammed shut on their own, creating an unsettling rhythm that mirrored the erratic beating of their anxious hearts. In the heart of the mansion, the group stumbled upon a forgotten chamber. At its center stood an ancient mirror, its surface tarnished and cracked. As they approached, the air grew colder, and the dim light flickered ominously. Suddenly, within the murky depths of the mirror, ghastly figures emerged, a reflection of their deepest fears and regrets. The room became a battleground of emotions as the friends confronted the haunting apparitions within the mirror. Unseen forces seemed to pull at their very souls, unraveling the threads of their sanity. One by one, they succumbed to the insidious influence of the mansion, their screams echoing through the desolate halls. As the clock struck 3 in the morning, the mansion let out an unearthly groan, and the friends found themselves trapped in a nightmarish dimension. Shadows danced along the walls, and ghostly apparitions materialized in the corners of their vision. The oppressive darkness enveloped them, and the mansion seemed to come alive with a malevolent force. Meanwhile, back in Ravenscroft, the town continued its celebration, unaware of the unfolding horror on the outskirts. The abandoned structure stood silent once more, its secrets locked away until the next new year, when it would awaken again to claim unsuspecting souls. Generations passed, and the tale of the haunted mansion on New Year's Eve became a macabre legend in Ravenscroft, a warning to those who dared venture into the decaying estate after the stroke of midnight, a tale whispered in the darkness, ensuring that the chilling events of that night were never forgotten. The legend grew, and with each passing year, more embellishments were added, the mansion becoming a gateway to a realm between the living and the dead, the mirror a portal to one's deepest fears. Some claim to hear the ghostly whispers of the trapped souls on foggy New Year's Eves, their cries echoing through the desolate halls. The mansion itself became an ominous figure in the town's history, its decaying visage a constant reminder of the thin veil between the known and the unknown. Those who visited the site reported strange occurrences, apparitions glimpsed in broken windows, distant cries carried by the wind, and an inexplicable chill that lingered in the air. Despite the warnings and the growing legend, there were always those drawn to the mystery of the haunted mansion. On each New Year's Eve, a few brave souls would venture into the darkness, seeking to unravel the truth or simply to test their courage. The mansion, it seemed, had become a living entity, feeding off the fear and curiosity of those who dared to cross its threshold. And so, as the years rolled on, the abandoned mansion of Ravenscroft continued to stand as a silent sentinel, its secrets buried within the walls. A dark enigma waiting to be unraveled by those brave enough to face the horrors that lurked within. The legend persisted, passed down through the generations, a cautionary tale for the residents of Ravenscroft, and a magnet for the intrepid souls seeking the thrill of the unknown. If you find this video bone-chilling, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Your support means everything